What's up, YouTube, YouTube, YouTube? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How I doing? We got ourselves. Women are mad that men aren't hitting on them. You know, it's hard to go to the gym, glance at a girl's ass, and not feel like a creep. I'm just gonna be honest. Now that sounds crazy, but I know you niggas be checking out booty. When you see fat booty, you glance and you're like, damn. Now staring, that's crazy. Now if you staring at that shit, breathing over it, fucking drooling, okay, you need to chill, gang. It ain't that serious. But like, even sometimes I look at myself, or sometimes you see other guys in the gym and pause. I know this is gonna sound gay, but I mean, you see them, you see the hard work that the men put in. They looking good. They looking swole. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying. But in all seriousness, I feel like in just today's age, standards have gone up. You know, the dating market, you know, gets harder and harder. And I mean, shit, man, let's get to this video, bro.
Why? Every day I go out, looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me.
Another thing too, and first of all, she is bad. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest. Would you smash? Yes. She's right. She's perfectly right about what she says. Now, am I into snow bunnies? Not really. That's cap. I've dated white girls before. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I dated. Yeah. No, you're corny. Fuck you. Nah. In all seriousness though, like I get, like, I mean, you can approach a girl, you know, talk to her, and then she could easily like accuse you of some shit, and I can understand. That's probably the reason why men don't really approach women. They don't want to get accused for shit that, you know, for some shit that they didn't do. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, like, please.
Bro.
Like, legitimately, how did we get here? How did we get
I don't know.
here? I swear these posts have to be freaking rage bait. Because with everybody existing on the internet now, there is no way that you make posts like this and not know what the hell's going on. I mean, I'm the queen of not knowing what's going on, so that's possible.
I know what's going on.
But seriously, now I don't blame people when they say that us women don't know what we want. For so many years, for like the past...
Have you ever heard of man repellent makeup? What the fuck is that? Bro, ring the bells on this girl right here. She is so cooked. She look like she could be like, I don't know, like James Charles' twin. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
10 to 15 years, men have been told that they are disgusting and the male gaze
Oh, yeah.
is terrible, and that something as basic and instinctual as finding a member of the opposite sex attractive is somehow
I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing this game. This is Wu Chang. This game is lit. I'm actually recording the whole entire, me playing the whole entire game. I'm gonna edit that bitch into a video. I'm just saying. It's on my gaming channel, or it's going to be, you know. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like it when developers aren't scared of jiggle physics. I'm just
and wrong against women. But yet, women can do it, but men are not allowed to do it back, which is what really, really got me. And even though I was dating at the time, now I'm married, I was thinking to myself, man, you know, if I were still out there and
I'm happy
single,
for you.
I would be very upset, because you have these small, insecure, broken women trying to dictate how the rest of us women feel, and it would be very awkward for me.
I don't think every woman is evil. You know, I don't think anybody's innocent. Nobody's fully, no man or woman. You know what I mean? I feel like the dating market is just so strange today. You know, I don't know, bro. I'm chilling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really worried about this shit. That's probably why you mostly see people who make those type of videos. They're usually like, they're speaking for other people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not struggling in the dating market. I just don't care to, you know, date every girl I see. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know, I'm focused on the grind, you know what I'm saying? We on the grind, bro. We on the path to the top, you know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Not having guys come up to me because they're terrified of being called a creep. And I've always been approached by men. And most women can probably attest to the same thing. They usually have men approaching them. So now you have these...
And that's my problem too, is like, why can't women approach men? And I don't want to hear a bunch of niggas in the fucking comments talking about some, well, in dating, you can't act like this because no, shut the fuck up, bro. Girls can ask out guys too. I don't know where this. I feel like some girls who say shit like that be hoes. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You a hoe. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like, man has to come up to me. I don't approach no man. I honestly, bro. At that point, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Women out here
Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know.
Say that men are creepy for doing what they want men to do. They don't want men to approach them in reality, but yet a lot of them have Instagram and all these other social media platforms where they still want the male attention.
It's because they. That's the thing, though. I mean, women are just petty, though.
Promise you, the majority of it isn't coming from.
Hey, women are just petty. I'm just gonna say it, y'all. Look, like I said, I don't think all women are like this, bro. You know, I think it's just. I feel like the problem is like expectations and standards have gone up. You know, women feel like they're more entitled. Men feel like they're more entitled too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just, you know, it's just not the same what it used to be. You know what I mean? But I mean, honestly, I mean, shit. Oh well, got to deal with the cards that you dealt, one nigga. If you ugly, you just ugly. If you not, you not. I mean, I'm just saying. Nah, I'm playing.
And they don't have any problem with that. But yet, you see what I'm saying? Like,
and none of that shit matters, by the way.
You're always contradicting yourself with these people. And then the small amount of vocal people out there make it worse for absolutely everybody else. And now we have women finally complaining why men need to step up. No, you need to step up.
Facts.
And stop being idiots and decide what it is exactly.
No, it's just these women are just entitled, bro. They're caught up in their fucking emotions. They feel like they're entitled for the attention because they're pretty. Oh, I'm pretty. I'm entitled for you to blow my phone up. Even though I don't, you know, deep down, you know, in my subconscious, I don't want you. But in the conscious, I want you. Like, bro, like, at this point, bro, women really just don't know what they want. We're just fucking cooked as a society, bro. We got women wanting to be alpha. I mean, what the fuck is going on, y'all? I don't know, bro.
Or when other women are speaking for you and you don't agree with them, call them out and say, you don't speak for the rest of us. Stop it. You're ruining things for the rest of us. Just because you have broken brain casing and daddy issues doesn't mean the rest of us have them.
What the fuck is that on my screen?
Us are okay with men coming up to us respectfully and asking us out or telling us that we're beautiful. It's not that serious. And if you're in a situation where you can't exist around other human beings, even though I know that there's issues out there,
Bro, who be making these pictures, bro?
In a situation where you can't exist around other human beings, even though I know that there's issues out there, if you haven't learned to handle your issues, then you should stay inside or go get therapy.
Pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
And stealing finance for.
I told y'all, these women are just entitled. They're entitled little fucking bitches. I don't call women bitches. I call everybody a bitch. Don't start with that shit in the comments. You know what I mean? But I feel like women just, not all women, but we have women today that are starting to feel like they're entitled, you know what I mean, for male attention because they're pretty. They feel like they're entitled to that shit. And so when they don't get it, they cry and complain on the internet. And they talk as if they're speaking for everybody. And that's not what the case is, bro.
Salads. And then looking their name up from the salad order on LinkedIn, messaging them through there and being like, hey, oh my god, so sorry, I grabbed your salad. And that's how they're, like, sliding in. Why can't they just come up to us at a bar? Like, just please step up, or your salad's gonna fucking get taken. Your lunch is...
Wow. So you stalk people and steal their stuff for attention. But yet, if the same dudes were to come up to you in a bar or do something like that and approach you, you would call them creepy. Yeah. Men can't even exist at men's spaces without women coming in and saying, we want that space. And it's bad enough that you have... it's bad enough that you have men trying to exist at the gym. They're working out. And you're like, oh, you're staring at me, even though you literally go in their line of sight and you have a camera there to then stare at them and show them to the rest of the world when they're not even looking at you. And then when they mind their business and don't help
Did she almost fall off the fucking machine, by the way?
you get upset. Like, I'm a woman and I'm getting frustrated by these weirdos. Like, it's make up your mind what you want. People are going out there and ruining people's reputations unwarrantedly, and you're also going out there and making a fool of yourself because you can't be that brain dead when it comes to the internet to not know what has been going on for the past 10 years.
She hit right there. She hit right there.
Like, dudes can literally go to jail if a woman
What
just
the
tells someone, oh, he did something to
Yeah,
you.
that's exactly what my point at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry, y'all.
With no evidence required whatsoever. So you
Yeah.
can't really blame guys for doing exactly what you've been telling them to do, which is to stay away from you. It's also possible that your energy is probably off and they can tell that you're crazy from a mile away. That could also be it.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
everyone with the fit today?
That's great. That's why.
Every day, it's really getting old. Like, come on. It is funny because you come here every day with a plan, making an outfit like mine.
At first, it sounded empowering. I don't dress for men. I don't need their attention. I like being unapproachable. But then women started admitting that men don't approach them anymore. They feel intimidating or they feel invisible. Now we're in this weird middle ground where women would rather swallow jeans than hear a man's opinion.
So as Janae's video says, we escaped the male gaze and somehow it backfired. What I find hilarious is that did nobody else figure this would happen? Did nobody else see this was a pattern?
Yeah, I mean, I've been knowing this is a thing for a while, and women been complaining about, like, apparently in Atlanta, Georgia, when men ain't showing up to, they ain't showing up to the bars, they ain't showing up to the clubs, they're not showing up at all, bro. It's just women, it's all women. You know, be honest with you, I don't blame men because, you know, I mean, I like making YouTube videos, I like doing this shit, you know, more than anything. You know, if I'm dating a girl, if I give a girl a chance to date, you know, we start dating, and if she starts, you know, what if she turns out to be crazy and she accuses me of some shit, and now I can't do what I love to do, and then all that shit, you know, like my whole life could get ruined over one dumb chick. You know, I'm just saying.
Going to form. Like, I peeped it.
Or one dumb bitch. I'm just saying. And look, shit, I call everybody a bitch. Relax. Don't start that shit in the comments. You women bitches. No, I call everybody a bitch. Now, actually, I generally do not call women bitch unless they call me a bitch. If you're a girl and you call me a bitch, I'm gonna call you a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Right
You're
away
correct.
when it happened.
I'm just gonna give it a buck.
Other girls and other men said
I don't
the
wanna
same
hear that
thing
shit.
when all of this was starting with the whole man versus bear thing, and they were all saying, "Ooh, it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna start complaining. Don't look at us. Oh no, why won't you look at us?" Like, it's so annoying. And at this point, I think that men, including my brothers and the men in my family, should just stick to your guns and just ignore women. Ignore them. Make them chase you.
Facts. That's exactly what you should have been doing. We all know. I mean, at least I know. You're not supposed to chase after a girl when you. It's okay to pursue a woman when you're chasing after her. You know, you can come off as desperate. She could sense that desperate energy, and the same vice versa. Guys don't like desperation in girls too, you know. And so, I mean, just that sense of that energy that you're giving off is gonna push away a woman when you're chasing after her. That neediness, women don't like it. Guys don't like it either. Nobody likes it. Stop chasing after people who clearly don't want to be with you. If you want more attractive people, if you in the dating market, if you want to be attracting the more attractive girls, you got to build yourself up as a man. You got to, you know, same with the women. You want the more attractive men, you know, you got to, you know, the better quality men, you got to go after, you know, you got to, you know, do what you got to do, you know, to be the best woman out there, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually. And that's what it comes down to. But people just don't want to, you know what I mean? And people don't want to, but that's all it really is, bro.
Because we were living in a easy mode for all this time, and Then on top of
Yeah.
that, you want to punish men for not even doing anything wrong. Like, I know there's creepy people out there. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah,
But
there are.
even in these situations where they post these videos on TikTok of women saying, "Oh, he's being creep," they're literally not doing anything. It's kind of like the same argument that people make for the whole entertainment sphere when
Nah, girls just feel like some girls just feel like they're entitled for attention, and then when they don't get it, they throw a tantrum.
they say, "Well, if you don't like something, don't watch it." Okay. And then when we don't watch it, they come back and wonder in shock and awe why no one's watching what they told people not to watch. Like, it's almost like if you do an action, it gets a reaction, and you not expecting the reaction to happen when you become the catalyst for that reaction means you're insane. It means that you're either really stupid or you're insane.
Honestly, I just the best way to say this is that some women just can't control their emotions. That's just what it is, bro. I'm just gonna keep it above.
One of those things.
It just comes down to that. Some women just can't control their emotions. They don't think they get caught up in their emotions. You know, that's just what it is, bro. Some women just get super caught up. They're just driven by that shit. Men are the same way. Men are worse, in my opinion. If you're a man and you're caught up in your emotions, you're even more dangerous than a woman that's, not all there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Like, I'm setting it all up for him. Like, he doesn't have to figure anything out. He says Stone Street. Like, I'm supposed to know what that is. So now I have to go Google. Cute. I think I've been there. What's your schedule? Like, I can't even get the decency of a full sentence. Schedule's insane. Work crazy hours. Cool, you're really making me work for this. What every girl dreams for. I'm done with men.
And from the looks of it, they're done with you too. Like, these people have to learn. Like, I know it's not that complicated.
Yeah, you gotta learn, bruh. Because look, when it comes to dating, we've all made mistakes in dating, right? Even if it's not dating, even if you're just talking to a girl, or just talking to a guy on some situationship type shit. I mean, it's the same thing too. You just gotta learn, bruh. You gotta learn how to talk to women. You gotta learn how to talk to men. You gotta learn how to present yourself. You gotta learn how to be confident in yourself. More importantly, clap it up. You gotta learn to be more confident in yourself.
People think that it is. But the whole Me Too thing became overkill because they were just saying, well, believe all women. And even when women lie, because they're humans, we're humans too, we lie.
Bro, I feel like women who just say that type of people who, in general, that just say that's dumbass shit are just people who just insecure with themselves. What do you fuck? Shut the fuck up.
We cheat, we steal. Like, that's just part of being mankind, especially if you
we're human, bro. Like, nobody's innocent, bro. Like,
don't have a good upbringing. I mean, I don't know why this is so hard to believe. And why it was so shocking that a lot of women use this as means to scorn men or go after men and ruin their lives, even when the men didn't do anything, even when they were innocent. It got to the point where every expression of male interest was then deemed as harassment.
Doom Eternal on my screen. This game is lit, by the way.
And not every man trying to initiate a connection is creepy. And these women, or these fatherless people, did not have the
fatherless. Oh man, these fatherless whores.
The basic understanding or instinct to recognize that. A lot of men, especially the decent and really respectful ones, started backing off because they're like, well, first of all, I don't want to get fired from my job.
And yeah, and number one, it just comes down to, well, really, I just have self-respect for myself, and I'm not going to allow myself to waste time with people who waste my fucking time if they're gonna do dumbass bullshit to me. I'm not gonna waste time with them. That's just what it is, bro.
I don't want to
get
dragged on TikTok. I don't want to go to jail. Why try talking to a woman if you might get accused of being predatory? Why risk your reputation or a confrontation or even rejection when the cultural vibe is now, men, sit down and...
Bro, I played like all of these games. I played this game recently, like a month ago. I played the whole game. It's on my YouTube channel.
Shut up, unless we give you...
I'm sorry.
Split permission. A man can't even talk about his preferences. Women can say up and down how they want men over 7 feet tall with making freaking 700 figures, but men cannot do the same and say, hey, I want a woman who is fit and pretty and who is nice to me. They can't say that without people jumping down their throats and trying to chest burst them.
Well, last night they tried to shame me last night on Ruslan's show for having preferences. Ladies, do you have preferences?
Some people are just fucking retarded, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. Bro, we all have preferences, bro. I mean, women have preferences in makeup and in clothes, and men have preferences in many things too. Men do too. You motherfuckers that are like this are just fucking delusional. I feel like these people do not love themselves. Cause how the fuck you gonna do some, like, it's like these people don't love themselves, and because they don't love themselves, they ruin other people's lives on purpose to make them, to make their lives just as hell as they are.
Do you want a guy taller than you? If you want a guy taller than you, then you exclude all of the guys shorter than you. You want a guy that's making more money than you, then you're excluding men that make the same or less than you. You want a guy a certain skin type, color, race, nationality, whatever. That excludes all the dudes that don't match that criteria. So you do have preferences. So when a guy has preferences, it's an ism.
Women are more than qualified enough to talk about masculine energy because women who are feminine are attracted to men who are masculine. But I guess my question is, when women talk about wanting a guy who can take the lead, who's confident, who can pay, who can provide, who can do all these great things in a relationship, that's okay. But when a man talks about what he thinks femininity is, or when he talks about what he desires in a relationship,
it's because these women are fucking crazy and delusional, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. They just fucking, some of these people are just, it's not just women, it's people who agree with shit, like they're just delusional with themselves. That's just what the fuck it is. Okay? You know? They don't have common sense. They don't have a soul. They just, I feel like some people who are born in this world are born without a fucking soul. They're just an NP fucking C. I'm just gonna keep it above. You're an NPC. You're a fucking NPC. And the men who have double standards too, y'all are even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Or a traditional relationship, he's met with a lot of hatred and contempt on the internet. I'm genuinely curious, like, what is a man allowed to exercise as his preference in women without getting shamed or degraded?
You don't like fat women? Oh my gosh. You said you like slim girls? Are you saying that fat girls are ugly? No.
For saying something like that.
Chill, bro. I was gonna spaz out right there.
And the other thing I've noticed, and trust me, I've been around enough women, I've seen it, I've heard them talking behind closed doors, I know how they think. A lot of them have a problem with being submissive. They'll say, oh, I want this, and they'll read the books, and oh, I wish men were more assertive, but then when they are, you call the cops on them.
Bro, they just talking out of emotion. They just fucking talking. They're all in their emotions. They don't think logically. They don't fucking think. They're just controlled by their emotions. That's fucking why. They have no control of their own emotions. And that is fucking why.
Or,
it's just that simple.
Ruin their reputation.
Women just say shit that they don't mean, bro. They just, that's just how they. Some of these women are just like that. Some of these women are just fucking. They don't know how to control themselves emotionally.
You say
like
you
they
want
just
one
don't.
Thing, but
not all women are like that, by the way. I'm not saying that.
You don't allow the
fucking
men
pricks.
to just lead. You say you want them to be good fathers, but when the fathers exercise discipline, you undermine them in front of the children.
Tell you that you were so beautiful and I would love to get your number to take you out. And my instant reaction was, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend. Which is not true. I don't know why I said that. I'm actually kicking myself for saying I do not have a boyfriend. I'm not talking to anyone, but my instant reaction, because no one's ever done that to me before, I froze and was like, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, oh, that's really sad, but you never know if you don't try. And I'm like, yeah, I really admire you for coming up and talking. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. And he's like, you too, miss. All the best. Why did I tell him I had a boyfriend when I don't?
Because you don't know what you want. You dumbass nigga. I'm just saying. You just don't know what you want. Some women some people in general, some people are just like, it's not just women that do it. Men do this shit too. Men, like I said, men are worse. The scariest thing to be around is a man with no control of himself. That no control over himself. Those are the motherfucking guys that go to schools and shoot them up. I'm just saying.
This is why I'm single. This is why I'm single.
At least she's
I told my
honest.
husband about this too, and I have a thing in my relationships, and I know this is not speaking for everybody else. Everyone is different, but in my relationship, I share everything with my husband. Even my other relationships. All I want is, hey, honesty. The both of us have each other's back. We trust each other with our lives. We should be honest about everything. We shouldn't judge each other for our things, you know what I mean? So we know everything about each other, even the really weird things that probably other people wouldn't know. That's part of trust. And I expect that from my partner, and he expects that from me. One of the things that I do is I always tell my husband where I am. Like, if I'm going somewhere, you know, if he doesn't feel comfortable with me going.
Part of the reason why is because she's like this with her husband, though, is that, you know, she just has respect for him. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's a good thing, bro. You know, clap it up, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? But a lot of that respect, and it's not just in dating, it's just in life, just friends, people, family. People won't have respect for you if you don't have respect for yourself. And he probably has a lot of respect for himself and carries himself in a good way. It's probably, you know what I mean? You know, and she respects him, you know, as a person, as a, you know, as her husband, you know, I'm happy for her, bro.
Going somewhere because he feels like it's unsafe. I won't go there. I won't be like, you're trying to control me and all that shit.
Those women are just, like I said, they just don't know how to control their emotions. They're just fucking crazy, bro.
People do. If I say, hey, can I have this as, you know, like the chocolate or whatever it is, and we have
some people just don't have a soul.
He says no. I listen to him. I personally like being submissive. I like someone who can take control. And I legit was in a store, and the woman waited till he walked away. And this has happened several times with other women telling me this. I know they probably mean well, but they literally were like, oh, you know, you could just take it anyway. And I said, no, that would be dishonest. And she's like, girl, you have a lot to learn. And then there was another situation where I was out with these other women that I met. I don't even know them. And it had been like an hour. I was walking the dog and I met these people. And these women were basically telling me their life story. So I told them, hold on, it's been quite a bit of time. I don't want my husband to worry. Let me call him and let him know where I am. And then they went on to say, well, you know, sometimes women need a bit of mystery and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to tell them absolutely everything.
And I bet you all those women are fucking single. They have no man. No man wants to be with them. They're all single.
Everything? Do you tell them absolutely everything? I said yes. And they literally looked at me and smiled and shook their head and said, girl, you have a lot to learn. One of them said that. The girl, you have a lot to learn. As if there's this unspoken rule that women are supposed to hide things from their partner. Even when they're out there flirting with other guys and they're in relationships and they expect me to do the same thing. And I say, nah, I'm not going to do that. And they get all weird and ask why I'm like that with a dude and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you wouldn't like your dude doing that. You would probably lose your shit if he was out there doing that with his boys. So why would you do the same thing that you don't expect of him or you don't want?
These women are, like I said, do not know how to control their emotions. They are fucking delusional. That's why they're delusional. They don't have common sense. They don't think logically because they're caught up in their fucking emotions. That's why they do that shit.
Want him to do. And then
that's why people do shit. That's why people have these stupid ass double standards in general. Men, women don't matter. Transgender, I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't care what skin color, what race. I do not give a fuck. Okay, what religion you believe in? You got, bro. These people just don't know how to control their fucking emotions, and they don't. And a lot of these people don't even. They don't think in real life.
In real life, they're really respectful, but on the internet especially, they will quickly drag you. But if the man does the same thing, something's wrong with him. He's sexist. He's misogynist. As a matter of fact, you know how many times I've been attacked just for talking about stuff like this? And girls call me misogynistic or having internalized misogyny, or a man is somehow controlling me. Because God forbid I'm a woman.
It's also because these women are brainwashed by fucking social media. Like, let's be honest. They're also brainwashed by fucking social media. They don't know what it's like to be in a real fucking relationship. They don't know what it's like to experience that shit. They don't know because they've been taught all the wrong fucking things.
Woman.
Their mothers are probably the same way too. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Fatherless whores. I'm just playing. Chill.
who has her own thought process and might not agree with what you're saying, which I find rich, because isn't that stepping on women and punching down on them by thinking that they can't have their own mindset, and if they do contrary to what you want them to do, something is wrong with them? It's so weird because women will be the ones doing that to other women, which is crazy to me. There's this new thing now that if you are a woman who speaks up about stuff like this, like me, you're labeled a pick-me.
Oh, no. No, you're not a pick-me for this. She not a pick. Do y'all think she a pick-me? I don't think she's a pick-me. You know what? Let's clap it up for her. It's the reason why it's so rare for women who actually know who they are, know what they want. They have self-respect for themselves and others. Is because the reason why you don't hear them is because they're not the ones complaining about the dating market. They're the ones in the relationships. They're the ones not worried about this shit. That's why they're not talking about it. You ever notice that all these girls that are doing that shit, they're all fucking crazy. They're all fucking crazy. The ones that are actually going out and complaining, they're all crazy. Because that's all they think about.
Which is so weird because, first of all, why would you not want to be picked? A man wants to be picked by a woman wants to be picked by a man if they're interested in that relationship. So I don't even know how that became a derogatory situation. And second of all, I'm married. Are you projecting? Like, what is it about what I'm saying is so negative to you? Me just simply saying, hey, you have preferences? Men have preferences. You don't like this? Men don't like this. Why are they then, women who speak up about this, labeled as pick-me's or insulted by other women for simply addressing the very real fact that all humans have preferences and all humans have feelings? Make it make sense.
No, they know this, though. This is the thing, though. People who have this mindset know this. They know it. They're just delusional. They don't have control of their emotions. That's why this is why, like, you know, they all these women that believed in this type of shit, the double standard bullshit that they be putting out, they know they have double standards. They're just followers. They can't think for themselves, bro. And everybody does this. Everybody does this shit. It's just like, bro, some people are just meant to be fucking followers. They are sheep. They can't think for themselves. They have to fit in. They can't have their own mindset. They can't. That's just what it is, bro.
A woman can ruin your reputation, render you unemployable, and land you in jail. The difference between a welcome approach and harassment is how desirable the woman finds you.
So honestly, I don't give a damn.
That's true. And that's true. And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, but that doesn't mean you fucking try and put them in jail and shit.
And I don't feel sorry for any of these women that are crying for attention because
it's because these women never had attention in the first place. They act like they know what they're talking about, but they're the ones struggling in dating. They're the ones that are single. She's married. I mean, shit, bro. Like,
one of the things that happens with women that exist on social media like this is they thirst for attention. And the minute you take that away, it's a problem. Yeah. Men, stand to your guns. Women, if you really care about men and you want them.
Yeah, and the reason why they keep these women are keeping on doing this is because men keep giving them attention with OnlyFans and shit. Like, come on, you guys, bro.
So much. Just understand that this is the environment that you and your sisters created, and you're just going to have to deal with it. If something happened to my husband or we split up or whatever the case is, I would have to deal with the fact that guys are not comfortable with approaching women anymore. Doesn't matter how pretty you are, how much you think that men should just fall at your feet. You have now created the very real environment in which you have changed the game for yourself. You've made it backfire, and now you just have to approach guys. It is what it is. Don't be mad. You weren't calling out your sisters when they were doing all of this stuff. As a matter of fact, a lot of these women were cheering other women on. Yeah, how dare he have a preference? How dare he come up and say that you're beautiful?
These women are just delusional.
You don't exist for his eyes. Then date your fellow women.
You know, some of these women are just delusional and fucking petty, bro.
Or leave men
alone. They're petty, bro.
Or
they know what they're doing. These women know it. They're just sheep. Some people are just sheep. They're brainless. Some people are brainless because men do the same shit. Men do the same shit.
What you need to do, be strong and independent and go up there and pull up your big girl granny panties and approach the dude. It really is that simple.
And this whole issue isn't even a big issue. Is the reason why it seems so big is because the people who are complaining about it are always the loudest ones. Just because they're loud doesn't mean this isn't a big issue. Well, it is a big issue. But that's because these women that were loud on the internet, these few women in this country, dictated the whole social media, dating market status and all this shit, and it fucked everything up. That's what happened.
Like you,
when in reality, it's just human nature that women aren't attracted to neither. It's just human nature. It's just animalistic, human nature. It's just subconscious. And some women just don't understand that. They don't understand that they're animals. Like, we're animals. We have instincts, you know. Now, that don't mean we can't fight against our instincts, you know, and have a moral complex with shit, you know, whatever it is, right?
Said you're telling
you know
them it's not
like,
hard for them to step up and ask you out, then it shouldn't be hard for you either, because we're equal, right?
It could be weight, it could be color, it could be income, it could be hair length, it could be nails, it could be whatever he wants to say. If whoever he's alienating with that preference.
Those are the ones that are mad, though. The ones that they are getting alienated are the ones that are getting mad about it too. They're the ones getting mad. Because they're fucking insecure with themselves. They don't love themselves. And so guess what they do? They shit on other people because they hate themselves. Y'all like that?
Think pieces written. He gonna get bashed. Oh my God, I can't believe you would say
it's always the women that aren't included that fucking get mad.
Something 100%. Like that. But when women come out and say, my man gotta be 6'2", my man gotta be chocolate, my man gotta be this. Men are not writing think pieces about that. We're not. We're not taking it that personal, especially if we didn't shoot at you directly.
Nah, these women just be honest, biologically, women are just more emotional, which is normal for women to be more emotional than men. It is normal, and men just think more logic. That doesn't mean that women are dumb. I'm not saying that. There are a lot of women that are 10 times, infinitely times smarter than me. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm a dumbass nigga. But men just tend to think more logically. That's just a human nature, biological thing that y'all motherfuckers need to understand. Like, yes, yeah, we can control our instincts and shit and our urges, but like, some things are subconscious, bro. It's just a fact.
If
bro.
I'm just scrolling and reading tweets and I just see a random chick say, "Oh, okay, she like 6'2". Okay, cool. She don't look that good to me anyway. Let me keep scrolling." That's how most men are gonna process that.
Right.
But women will literally stop and be, "Whoa, who is this? She don't even know them. She don't even know them."
Mm-hmm. They just get caught up in their emotions, bro.
You don't like women that's so 210. Like, what the fuck is it?
And the other thing I find really rich is that a lot of these women that are getting mad at men for not wanting fat women or tall women or whatever the case is, they will look at a man that doesn't fit their preference, and that man approaches them and they're like, "Oh, get your fat ass away from me. I don't want no nasty, jiggling, fat ass lard bucket."
Yo, she's shitting on y'all, bro. Y'all gotta hit that gym, bro. I'm just saying.
Whale of a freaking man. But yet, you yourself is a fucking whale. Like,
and to be honest, looks doesn't matter. Anybody can get into a relationship. You know, you don't have to be the most attractive person in the world, you know, and that's a fact, bro. But there is some truth that if the more attractive and the more value you have as a person, the more attractive and the higher value of women that you're gonna get. You know, that's just how it works, bro.
What are we talking about? You don't want to settle for what you deem as
but that still doesn't matter to some degree, because there are a lot of people out there that don't care about those things. So don't take that literal. I'm just saying, to some degree, it is important, because let's be honest, would you think I would date an obese girl? Fuck no, I ain't dating no obese girl, bro. That's a physical illness. Being underweight is a physical illness. Being anorexic, which is the opposite of obesity, is a physical illness. Don't go in the comments crying, "Oh, did you just say that? Did you just say that?" Shut up. And I know you one of the fat people that are crying. I'm just saying. Don't blame that shit on me. I'm sorry I work out and do shit. And even if you are fat, I'll still be your friend. I don't care. I know a lot of people who are fat. I don't hate them or look at them any less. I don't give a fuck.
Disgusting and gross, but
You know what I'm
yet you look exactly the same as those men that you are rejecting, and you're trying to give that to someone way out of your league. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I don't understand it, and then it's a problem.
When the fuck did this boss get in the game? I must have missed this boss. I'm sorry.
So are you not being fat phobic to the men that are approaching you that are fat? You see, it only goes one way, which is why people don't respect people like this. And that's why things are the way
That demon
they
got
are.
a freaky
But
ass
I do
little
think it's
tongue.
mostly because of the whole I could go to jail kind of situation that's happening. Honestly, if I was a dude and this was the current environment, still in this current environment, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with women. I would just sit and beat my meat all day.
What? Hey, bruh, fuck, yeah, bruh. Okay. She said, if I was a man, I would just stay at home and beat my dick all day. Nah, bro. Nah, what? And there's nothing wrong with matchmaking. But being your dick all day is crazy. But look, first of all, this demon on the screen, she looking freaky.
Because it's more safe that way. Because it's a 50-50 whether or not the woman is crazy. And let's say you do reject her. Let's say she vibes with you and you reject her and you're like, I don't really want to be with this person. It is what it is. I'll just move on. This isn't working. She keys your car. She calls the cops. She says you hit her. Everyone.
Women just get caught up in their emotions. They don't know how to fucking control it. They don't know how to control their emotions. That's why they do shit like this, bro.
Just believes her, you go to jail. You can't, like, how? That's a hell of a risk to take for a dude. I would just stay by myself, especially because I'm an introvert. Oh, fuck that noise. So I completely understand where men are coming from. Women, you need to step up, and we need to change the environment. I think it is.
Stop being a bitch and step up. Come on, bro. Like, you know, stop making this hard for us. Like, stop being pussy.
Starting to change now.
And you fucking crybaby men that are hating on her in the comments, you don't agree with you. You niggas are insecure and you are a bitch.
Women are realizing.
I'm just gonna keep it buck. If you're one of these men that are in the comments and you're like, no, what she said is wrong, I don't agree. Men, women, we have to chase after women. We should always prove to her that I'm number one. Shut your pussy ass up, nigga. Shut up, you bitch.
This, but I still see more than the average women online, at least, villainizing men for having preferences. And when women act like this, you'll have men cheating videos. Oh my god, look at what he did. Horrible, right? Understandably. Cheating is wrong.
Yeah, cheating is wrong.
Woman does it and she's going crazy and blocking his car, but you don't know what he did to make her do that. Like, what in the world? Ooh, oh my, I don't know how men stay sane. I don't know how they stay sane with this.
You know, hey, whoever, I don't know her name, but whoever, these women, some people just can't control their emotions. That's why they do that shit. They never learned that shit growing up. They didn't have the best parental figures growing up. Their parents are probably the same way too. Especially the mother. Probably a whore. I'm just gonna give them on. I'm just saying.
Oh, not to mention the media. The media is also responsible, talking about how certain men are pasty and just being really racist or sexist towards men, and that's totally okay. Dare the man have standards. Remember what happened to, what was that guy's name again? I think it was Jonah Hill. When he was using the word that his therapist told him. He was trying to be mature and telling his woman, yeah, it's healthy to set my boundaries and this makes me feel unsafe. Whatever he was saying about how she was acting. And women were getting upset. When women use
I didn't even know about this. I'm not gonna lie. But, bro, whenever you see people like this, just ignore them, bro. Don't waste any fucking time. Let them be more hate. Bro, these people just entitled. They're selfish. They're narcissists. That's just what it is.
Therapists speak. Yes, girl, that's right. Speak your truth. But then when he uses the exact same language that they do, oh, he's being manipulative using the therapy speak. Oh my god, bitch, shut up. Oh my god, I am so sick and tired of people like this. Good grief. Go on. If you...
These people are just fucking...
If you're having a problem with getting attention, that is on you. I'm not.
The problem is, and it's funny because they're the ones that are single. They're the ones that are struggling. The women that actually have some sanity in them and have some common sense are actually the ones in the relationship. That actually the ones, you know what I mean? It's just like, bro.
I'm not saying that those people are specifically a result of why men are doing that, or they're one of the women that were doing that, but read the room. Read the room and understand. And just know that this is your current existence and it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Deal with it. Stop getting so caught up in your fucking emotions. Think a little bit logically for a second. Stop being biased to yourself and just be honest. Learn to be honest.
Deal with it. Deal with it, or go to another country and deal with that. I promise you, you probably won't like it so much. Because...
Oh, yeah. But them motherfuckers, if this person becomes president, I'm gonna leave the country. I'm gonna move to China. If this person becomes president, hey, oh my gosh, if this actually happens in our society, I'm moving to Japan because it seems nicer over there. And then you go over there and it's probably not as good, right? They don't have as many freedoms as U.S., right? I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I actually would move out to Japan as a secondary citizenship, right? I'm pretty sure you can do that, right? But like, I still like America because America got all the good shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You probably won't have as many rights in that country, but everywhere you go, everywhere that has these Western ideals now where they're putting down men, the same thing is happening over there. Even in Asian countries, a lot of people would be shocked to know that you still have to do the same amount of work as a woman in those countries in certain areas that you would have to do here, because that's just what feminism does. But anyway, that's just me. What do you guys think? Men, do you ever see yourselves getting back to a point where you would take the risk and start approaching women, or has the bridge been burned to the point where women have been screaming at the ceiling that they don't want you approaching them, to the point where you're just...
Honestly, bro, I mean, I don't look and be honest with you, like, I don't think, I mean, I haven't really dealt with that too. I mean, I've definitely rejected a girl before and she tried to be a victim and shit. But like, to me, that's just what some women do. They're just too caught up in their emotions. They just don't understand what they don't understand. They don't want to think logically, because if they think logically, then they tell themselves the truth, and then they get mad because of it, and they try to find ways to blame someone else for why they got rejected or why they're not getting attention. They're just entitled. Some of these women are just fucking narcissists, straight up narcissists. And people don't realize that, you know, that we have sociopaths all over the world, bro. Like, you know, not all sociopaths are bad, but there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. I'm just saying, like, you know, and not as much as they're like, most people are like me, you probably watching this video that are agreeing with mostly with what I'm saying. That's most people. It's only really a small group of people that act like this. And the reason why it seems like it's all over the place is because they're the loudest. Remember that. Just because they're the loud, evil, the negative shit is always louder than the positive shit. That's just the fact. And that's just unfortunate in the world that we live in, bro.
You're just tired, or you're just over it. And women, how do you feel about this? If you're the ones that were against the male gaze, are you now pleased that you have achieved what you set out to do? Or are you one of those feeling the effects of not getting the attention that you actually want deep down inside, because that's how you're built?
Man, but that was a good video, bro. Good topic, bro. You know, just my best advice is just, you know, focus on what you got going on. Honestly, I wouldn't really stress over, you know, dating and shit. If you're one of those people that don't feel like approaching women, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a girl approaching you, bro. Some guys are like that too, where they say, well, you have to approach the girl. You have to. Right? You do you. And if a girl doesn't fuck with you, don't waste any more time. Don't sit around and wait for her to tell you either. If you feel like she's not giving you her full undivided attention, you feel like she's wasting your time, just stop wasting time with her, bro. You know, just stop wasting time with people that if anybody has double standards like this, just don't waste any time. Stay away from them, because they're gonna use that against you one day. Some people are just narcissists. Some people are just, some people just have big egos and they feel like they're entitled to shit. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, a good lunch. I hope you have a good night. I love y'all. Peace.